Hello and welcome to Madame Goes Racing, and today we're back in Le Mans Ultimate, and today we're going to have a look at the P2. I'm going to do the same as I did with the GTE cars, and that's go out on a green track Spa and see how slippery it is, and then I'm going to try, I think, probably the GTE Aston and go from green to probably medium rubber and then saturated. I think the saturated is actually heaviest rubber. We'll find out, but sort of try 3 stages and do well, I've already done green. If you didn't watch yesterday's video that I did, then go back and watch the green bit on that bit. But I'll do the medium and then I'll do the saturated. So I'll do 5 laps in each and see how much difference it actually makes to the feel of the car, and whether it's actually just the car is not particularly good default setup, or whether it's the fact that it hadn't got enough grip per se to make the most of itself, so we say. So we'll go into race weekend. We will go to car class, make sure we've got P2 selected. Go with a car. Doesn't matter which one, they're all the same. Then just check to make sure we have got the green 2 hours 11 AM, same as before. Yep. And nip in here. I did just do a couple of laps just to make sure I've got my head around the car just a smidgy bit. And also I just tested, see whether or not you can actually drive up the pit lane in a private practice session with you being the only person there. With the pit limiter off, you do get a drive-through penalty, which seems a bit ridiculous. It's a sim and I'm the only person in there. Why? But whatever. So in other words, it's exactly the same as R Factor 2. What a shock. Right, I hope I'm still up in the top right-hand corner and you can see everything down the bottom there, so I'll try not to stall the car. Doesn't feel like it's got a very poor turning circle, this thing. But it's a race car, why should it have a good turning circle? Whatever. At least it's got a thing that says your pit speed limiter is active, so you can tell. So straight into the let's go as fast as possible on cold tyres on a green track and see how bad it is. Again, if you lift, you do get the front end dive in like you did with the GTEs, so and I don't know if you can adjust the gearing on this, but it's pretty much a bit like the brakes there, a bit over around that corner a bit, very understeery at the moment. Quite easy to lock the brake up as well. I assume that was a front lock, judging by the slightly orange colour of the front right tyre there. I would like a bit more obvious scrub noise. I keep hearing the scrub and thinking, is that the scrub noise? Sort of. Understeer again. Definitely understeer will go away a bit as we get up towards 4 or 5 laps. I've only done a couple of laps in the car, so I haven't really got it warmed up. And as I said, this is a green track, so it might be absolutely worst way to drive the car. But we'll see how the GTE Aston gets on. Whoa, shit. Scary. Definitely a bit loose on the back end there. Just considering how big the rear wing is, you're thinking, should it be getting that loose? This thing's definitely a lot faster down the straight. I don't know how much quicker it is around the twisty bits than the GTE cars, but oh shit! I lifted off too much and that didn't go well. Definitely understeering. Well, it feels like a little bit better that time around. Not sure what the traction control set to. 7 for both by the looks of it. Still feeling a bit understeery. Hopefully it will get better, either with more track rubber or just more temperature in the tyres. I keep wanting another gear and there isn't one. It is a little bit like the Aston, the back end's a little bit loose. I think it's got a bit more understeer than the Aston.
Time to 11.77.
Let's see if we can get it right through a rouge this time. Radial. I don't know how much of a cut you can get away with through there, but you can chop quite a bit in the corner by the looks of it. Bit of excess rotation there. It's not the most confidence-inspiring car. It doesn't really feel planted at all at the moment. So, as I said, is that due to the green track? Is that due to the car? Who knows? Plenty of heat in the front tyres there. Again, trying to rotate through there and thinking that's just mad. Should we try one more? Now we seem to have completely green tyres, we'll give it one more. Not a good start, locking up completely on the on the source hairpin there. There's always somewhere to cut through there. It still feels understeer is out. Really, Yes. Looks like I picked up a bit of flat spotting on the tyre. See if the extra down change helps gets the nose in a little bit. A little bit, maybe. It's not going to be hugely better, but don't you dare. Oh, you. That was annoying. Right, well, I think I just checked. The car is definitely a little bit on the loose side. Whether I'll get a lot better with more track evolution, I wouldn't like to say, but that's the point of the next little drive, and that will be, let's just, yeah. Let's hit resume and then replay. Just, we'll just watch it go around and see what the car looks like. Ooh. I think the term for what it looks like is a handful. I meant to turn up the car quality, but I forgot. But just to see if it improves the LODs a bit. I think, was I going through the area first or second? Could I have grabbed a lower gear to try and get the front end to tuck in a bit more? Maybe. I don't think overall the lap was going to be hugely faster, maybe a couple of tenths, but so sort of mid 2 minute 10ish. It's not the worst car I've ever driven, but it's certainly not the best. So we'll put it down in the, it's somewhere in between. But yeah, it's a bit like the Aston, a bit of a handful. So, but talking the Aston, let's try some more rubbers. So what we're going to do is, I don't think I really need to go in and go, I'll try it in the green. I can remember how it felt, I think. So we go up to, we've got light, medium, saturated. If we go medium and then saturated, I think. So we'll go medium and then we'll do a few laps. See if the car feels a lot better, and then we'll go to saturated and see if it feels any better. So again, we'll do 4 or 5 laps, give the tyres a chance to get some heat in them, rather than just go, oh, it's cold. We'll do that. I don't know how many laps these tyres take in real life to get a decent amount of temperature in them and get them working, but it doesn't matter anyway, really, does it? We're all playing the same game. So whatever it takes is presumably the same for everybody. I'm assuming you can play with brake ducts and get a bit more heat in the tyres a bit more quickly, but who knows? This probably feels slow as hell now. Yeah, it does. Slow, slow. I think I am actually seeing a bit more rubber on the circuit. Now, in theory, with more rubber down, not only should the car not slide as much, it shouldn't actually get quite so much heat in the tyres. I was about to say, did it do that on a green track? I don't remember it. Maybe it's just me being silly with the turn in there. Can we all remember what lap time we did yesterday? 2 minute 20.6ish, I think it was, wasn't it? There was a little bit of rotation from the car, considering it hasn't really warmed the tyres up yet. I don't think it was as bad as it was on the green track. Yeah, whatever. Woo! I think that was me just being cack-handed more than anything. But that's not a good sign, and it does that if you're being cack-handed, so... At least it didn't go, we're going to cancel this lap and the next one, which is, I'm glad to say. It might have felt a little bit better there than it did yesterday, but we'll see. Pilling just gets in the way of actually seeing the apex go into there, which is really annoying. Well, at least they didn't try to Slinging back into the scenery a second time round. A little bit of rotation, not a huge amount. So we managed to keep it all on the circuit and not invalidate the lap. Again, a little bit of rotation there, so
Time 2:19.23.
So it's already 1.4 seconds faster than I went on a green circuit, so that's quite a big difference. Was that the traction control cutting out completely then? Bit weird. Lost all the time and gained. Yeah, still a little bit of rotation there, and we're still behind on the time, so will we make it up on the brakes? We'll give it one more lap.
Time 2:19.18.
And see whether we've basically reached our limit of skills, should we say. Yeah, I believe the TC was flashing a bit there to say it's cutting. So the car definitely feels a bit more planted now than it did. Which will probably be a point where I get a bit cocky and do something stupid, but Still a little bit of rotation coming out, so turn my fan on because I'm starting to sweat. Ease it around the corner and oh, will I just make a 218 something?
Lap 280.99.
Not a huge improvement as the tyres warmed up, so it's sort of 4 laps in, and was that 4? I think it was 4. Didn't really make much of an improvement over the initial improvement, so 18.991, I can remember that, and we'll see. Do we want to have a look at the replay? Probably not. I don't think it will tell me anything that I didn't already know. The car was definitely felt a lot more planted once it had got a little bit of heat in the tyres, so right, go to saturated and see what happens here. I always thought it was a weird thing to call it saturated with rubber. Saturated usually implies being covered in liquid. Although some people might say the rubber's a little bit liquid as you drive across it, but whatever. Question is, will it show up even more rubberied? So, again, tyres are cold. They're not exactly dark blue, but they are blue. So, I don't know whether there's they're even colder, they get a sort of a brighter blue colour. So I noticed a lot more rubber through there, so who knows. Well, that does look a bit darker there, so that wasn't slippage, that was excessive curbage. Definitely a lot more planted immediately there. Still get at the breakaway though, on the out lap, which is interesting. Not as badly though. Of course, how much difference additional grip makes at Spa compared with somewhere that's got a lot more corners, I don't know, but didn't feel the back end move at all there. That was me being very cack-handed. Again, I was trying to push the braking zone in a bit, and that was not a sensible thing to do. That actually felt quite planted through there, so hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. Yeah, I'm sure I managed to get on the power a bit earlier there. A little bit of rotation there. It may have been because I was on the curb a bit. Just managed to get a bit of tile squeal as opposed to just scrub at sound. So was that me reaching the absolute limit? Oops, we accidentally changing up 2 gears there. Didn't exactly do the run up the straight a lot of favours. Yeah, that's certainly more stable through there. I think it's going to be a little bit quicker, is it? Yeah. Didn't really get the hairpin right there, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not we make any ground up on that time. Was that better or worse going up in the 6th? Don't think it's really made a lot of difference, has it? Well, it might have done. Took a bit too much curb. Didn't get that right either. I'm getting some tyre squeal, but it's not feeling like it's going to rotate madly or anything. It's just there or thereabouts, starting to slide a bit. But not getting away from me, which is the important bit. Don't think the lap has been particularly clean, but we'll see whether or not we gain a load from the accidental double shift on the previous lap. Only gaining a little bit, so we're not going to gain back everything we lost on the first part of the lap. Or maybe we will.
Time to 18.52.
Let's see if we can do a slightly better lap. Because my first flying lap was the best one, I'll be surprised. Don't know if that was a bad move, actually shifting up and going up the hill there. terrible bloody terrible line. And yeah, doesn't surprise me. I think we might give it one more shot. See if we can actually put a decent lap together. I might have done my usual qualifying thing where I do 4 laps, but the first one's the best one, so it's the way I seem to do things, but there you go. I think it's definitely, yeah, it's already not counting, so sod it. Right, let's try one more, and if I cock it up this time, I'll say screw it, but again, it wasn't as good as the first lap. In fact, it was a mile out, so I'm not losing, not gaining, so yeah, on a par with the first lap, so no, that was terrible again. I'm trying too hard, I think. Now I'm trying to force the car to fit a bit, which is not exactly helping, so if anything, it feels like it's getting worse the more laps I go. I think it's just my driving's getting worse. So I think the conclusion is it's definitely a lot better behaved once you've got some rubber down, so I hate to think what sort of lap time you get out of the Ferrari with a higher grip level, I don't know.
19.03.
I think that's just me being a tad inconsistent with my driving, really. So, could I add those numbers together and find out what my best would be as a complete lap, or is that telling me the best for each? Don't know. Don't know. But I don't. Is there any point in having a look at the replay? We will just run it anyway. Whilst they talk bollocks. It certainly made the car feel a lot better. It's still a little bit. Certainly not the most planted car I've ever felt, but it does get better with a bit of grip. I seem to be more consistent when it was medium, whether that was just because there's something going on with the tyres with the larger amount of rubber, or whether it's just me getting a bit hot and sweaty and hot and bothered, because I only put my fan on its lowest setting and I didn't turn the second one on, so I'm sweltering probably. But yeah, the car definitely felt better with some more rubber to play with, so hopefully that's a good sign. But I do think it needs a little bit of a tweak. Obviously the Ferrari just felt absolutely amazing out of the gate, and presumably it'll feel even better with some more grip. This bizarrely felt very similar to the P2. The P2 was a little bit loose. I might try the P2 out later with a full load of rubber on the track. In fact, I could probably... Should I give it a lap? Should I give it a lap now and record it and see if it feels a lot better? What the heck? I'll wait until this lap is finished and then I'll have a last swig of my drink, and then I'll try the P2 on a saturated track. But yeah, the Aston's still prone to a little bit of tail happiness and some interesting handling characteristics, shall we say? But not in a. It's not terrible. It certainly doesn't feel as bad as it did when it was a green track. So let's just try the P2 on this saturated. And see what it does. So whether you get to the point of having too much rubber, I don't know. Can you do that? Can you have too much rubber? I don't know. I suppose at some point there must come a getting to the point of no returns on your extra rubber, because the difference between the medium and saturated didn't feel that great, to be honest, so we'll see. But this hopefully will be a bit more stable, so whether you want to sort of make sure that when you're setting your races up you never use less than sort of medium rubber or something. Try and avoid the green track. The only reason I ever usually test on low grip surfaces is just... Well, that was an interesting start. Test with low grip is because that's like the worst possible case, and if your car handles like a piece of crap, it'll probably show it up. Quicker on a green circuit than it will on a fully rubbered in circuit, so some people might say that's probably a little bit unfair on the cars, but I do treat all of them the same, so I think so far first impression is a little bit less understeer as a consequence of more rubber. Can we all remember what lap time we did? 210 point something, I believe it was. Still got a little bit of rotation there, but again this is our out lap, so and I still want the 7th gear. I may have lifted through there, almost unintentionally. Right, let's see how the first lap goes. Felt like the rear's locked there. This is interesting. Little bit of movement, nothing excessive. Again, the steering's very, very tight and almost feels like you might want to wind it down a little bit. Yeah, definitely feels like there's less understeer. Rode the curbs a bit much there and couldn't turn in properly. Might try to carry a fifth through there on the next lap. Probably be a bad move, but whatever. Doesn't like riding the curves a lot. Yep, we definitely got a bit of rotation there. Lit up like a bloody Christmas tree, it did. Yeah, it's still got a bit of movement through there. Now, did we do a turn 9 before? On the green after several laps? I can't remember. That definitely felt a bit more stable. That was my bad for getting on the curve again. That was much better. On second thoughts, we will go down fourth. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Still a little bit of understeer, but certainly nowhere near as much as there was when it was a green track, and try not getting it sideways out of the corners a few times, and that'll help. I think that was better. Where the hell do all these 4.5 tenths? Spin.
That time was a 2:09.50.
Interesting, I locked the rears again. We'll try one last lap and see if we can improve on that. Like I said, I lost about 4 tenths coming out the final chicane. I didn't get that particularly right, did I? How I managed to lose time through there, I don't know. Not quite, but
Time was a 209.20.
I think that good enough. Again, should have hit the R. So 2091-ish. So yeah, bugger, I run out of drink. Yeah, that does make the car a lot better. Again, it's still a little bit loose, but certainly much more drivable and controllable, and you might be able to just tweak the setting a little bit and get the setup a little bit better. I still don't like this final chicane, it's horrible. If I could remember what the buttons were, I might press a few and change the camera angles. Yeah, you'd see it snake a bit on the braking there as it did something weird and locked up a rear, which was a little bit odd. I've got no idea what the brake balance is actually set to because I haven't checked, but again, I'd rather know what the thing's like out of the box than tell you it's the best handling car you've ever driven, because I've spent 15 hours farting around with it to make it that way. I have no doubt there will be a shitload of people suggesting ways to make it, this and every other car, feel better. But there are those of us out there who just go, nah, fuck it, I'm just going to drive it as is. And I think a lot of the competitions are actually fixed out at the moment, the online stuff, which I might get around to having a look at sometime in the near future. But I will have a look at the, or start having a look at the LMDHs. I still want to say LMPH. This thing's not a huge fan of slopey curves, I'll say that for it. It doesn't like them. Doesn't mind those curves, but some of the slightly steeper ones, it definitely has a bit of a rotation off. I'm sure my mirrors are disappearing and coming back again as it goes through different lots. So, yes, I think I can reasonably say it's drivable. Presumably it's reasonable on sort of medium rubber, but on a green track, yeah, it's definitely a bit of a handful, the little old P2 there. But overall, not a bad little car. Like I said, I don't know if you can adjust the gearing at all on it, because I don't know if it'll run out of gears at Le Mans. Possibly, because certainly getting right to the top end there, so whether they've got different gearing for the different circuits, I don't know. Maybe. So that was about as close to the red line as you want to get at the end of the straight there. So overall, yeah, it does make a massive difference to the Aston Martin if you try it on a rubbered-in track, and I'm assuming all the other cars get a lot better for it as well. So probably the Ferrari GTE is a bloody rocket ship when it's got even more grip. So hate to think what sort of lap times that can do around Spa. But overall, it's always interesting to look at cars in their worst environment, so to speak, and hope they get better with more track progression. So yeah, overall, I think it's all looking reasonable. Like I said, I will try the hypercars next, and I might even do an AI race. I did sort of the first couple of times I fired the game up, run around with some AI, and the amount of times I got smacked up the arse and spun out was quite ridiculous. So it might be quite an interesting experience to try the AI, whether it was just because I was damn slow, because I was several seconds a lap slower than the AI at the time, doing that around Fuji and around Le Mans. Le Mans I wasn't too bad, but around Fuji I was terrible. And also turn 5, the first 2 laps in the Aston, I actually spun the car because it just lost the back end. But turn 5 is a very interesting corner. But yeah, overall, I think not too bad. Certainly the P2 is an interesting drive. Could do a little bit more stability, a bit like the Aston, but it gains quite a bit from rubbering in of the track. So there you go. Let's have a quick look at, or say quick, it's probably another bloody hour, isn't it? Yeah, about that. And another not quick look at some more of the content, and like I said, I will get on to the hypercars, and we'll have to have a look around some of the other circuits and have a look at the AI and the online and all the other stuff, and slowly work our way through everything. So for me, for now, that's all. Enjoy racing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Where's my button?